Welcome! This week I'll be explaining the OSL technique or object source lighting, in which we aim to project a dramatic light on our miniature, in this case from a kerosene lamp. And by the end of the video I'll show you the mistake most people make when attempting this technique. Each part of the model had its base color applied. In order to project the night scene, I proceeded to wash the whole model black. An oil wash was used for this step, but an acrylic wash will work the same. The aim is to darken down the mini, since I want my light colors to come only from the light source, in order to create dramatic contrast. Once the model was dry, I mixed orange and red with a generous amount of water to layer a glaze wherever the light would hit. If you wonder what those parts are, move the model around before applying any paint and look for anything that had its view unobstructed towards the light source. I used this first layer as a sketch to find out what those parts are. With my first sketch done, I begin to insist on those light reflections with pure orange, again diluted with a generous amount of water. I now move back to pure red. I realize at this point that I should have started with this color. However, the truth is that a pure red would be better suited for a campfire or a torch, not a kerosene lamp. And in the end result, I feel like I went too heavy with the red. But it is only through making mistakes that we can improve, so don't feel discouraged when you make them. I use this red glaze all over and towards the edges of my light reflections to tie up the orange with the shadows, and even over the orange to smooth it out. When I was happy with it, I went back to the orange and reinforced my reflections, always making the lighter parts smaller and smaller, and focusing on the edges and raised areas. Now, a bit of yellow was mixed with the orange. I keep this highlight only to the closer unobstructed parts, and as a special exception to the metallic edges, since they would reflect more light than the clothes. Plus, another layer of diluted orange was used to blend the transitions. The mistake most people make when attempting this technique is to not follow the most important rule when painting OSL, and that is that no reflection can be as light or lighter than our light source. This means that if my brightest point, the lamp, is yellow, then no reflection can be just as bright as I demonstrate here. I proceed to fix this by layering diluted orange over it, which in the end will provide me with a very bright orange for my final highlight. Had my metallics been closer, then I could justify them being close to yellow as I have mentioned before, but let's not go into too much detail for this beginner's tutorial. If you have any minis with a torch laying around, I encourage you to try out this technique to give them a more flavorful look. There are many things that could be improved on my model, but I believe the bases are there if you are looking to dip your toes in this technique. If you wish to see more OSL tutorials, I'll be more than glad to give it another go and maybe try out some other colors.